name's Denise and I live in the greater Nashville area. I'm married. I have 3 grown sons and 6 grandchildren. February 15th of this year, I found out that I had breast cancer. It's already been a very long, difficult event in my life, and it's only July. I've had a bilateral mastectomy with expanders put in, and I just went to my first radiation treatment this morning. As soon as I found out, really even before I found out that I had breast cancer, I started trying to research things about it online. I began by trying to find pictures of something that looked like what was wrong with me. And finally, after 3 days of searching, I found one picture that looked like my left breast. And so I called my doctor and went to visit her, and that's where my journey began. Since then, I've researched all over the internet, YouTube channels, trying to gather up bits of information about all of the different medical terms and events and things that have been presented to me up to this point. And what I've learned is that there is very little actual information out there for women who want answers. And that's why I decided to start this YouTube channel. I don't try to say that I have all the answers. I'm only going to be able to share what I know. This is only about my story. I know everyone has a different story. I know that some people have had better events with their breast cancer in their lives, and some people have had much more difficult roads to travel. I have many friends that have had breast cancer. My sister is going through colorectal cancer even now. We discovered we had cancer 3 weeks within each other, both at stage 3. So we're maneuvering through this journey together, even though we have different cancers. We're sharing experiences and trying to love and encourage one another throughout this process. I hope that as we go through this and you watch my YouTube views on different subjects, that you'll share your journey also, that you will feel free to add to any information that you have that could be helpful to someone else, or any questions that you have that I might be able to get back to with you. I hope that this YouTube channel turns out to be a great resource for people everywhere that are going through cancer and trying to discover different ways to treat their illness and the effects of their treatments, and what worked for them and what didn't work for them, and what was difficult and what wasn't as bad as they thought it might be, because there's just so much to uncover, and you don't realize that until you find yourself in this situation. You think you know what cancer is until you get it, and that's when you realize you don't know anything at all. So that's the reason that I'm starting this YouTube channel now. I had originally planned to start a YouTube channel before I found out I had cancer, and it was going to be an event planning channel, and it was going to be about decorating and event planning and themes and crafts and all of those things, and I was so excited to do that. But then I discovered I had cancer, and I felt like that this is such a great need, and I hope and I pray that I can help some people somewhere to manage this a little bit easier, just because they were able to get information that was hard to find. I also want to say that there are going to be times that there is graphic content in my YouTube presentations, and that is only going to be for the sake of the visual understanding of what's medically happening, and I will always begin that video with the information that this is not appropriate for children or the workplace environment, so that no one will be taken off guard and view something in an uncomfortable situation. I will only do that surely for the reason of helping people to visually understand what is happening to them at that time. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and like I said, it took 3 days for me to find a picture on the internet of what my breasts looked like, and that was the reason that I called my doctor. So it's helpful to have the visual effect, so that when you are experiencing something, you know if it's what's normal or usual, and also so you can know what to expect when you're going into a procedure and you are completely confused and nervous about how it's going to be. It's helpful to be able to have a reference so that you're just not completely shocked when you come out of a surgery because you didn't know what to expect. I was very blessed in the fact that my other sister had breast cancer years ago. Not blessed that she had breast cancer, but blessed that she was good enough to share her experience with me, and that was at least 15 years ago. And she was very open and honest to share what happened in her life and to show me scars and explain to me the procedures that took place with her and how they went. And that was very helpful to me, but I know that everyone doesn't have that, and there's very little out there for people that are getting ready to go into surgery, and I know that you have to be afraid or you have to be apprehensive about what's going to happen. So it does give you some comfort to be able to see how that outcome's going to be without having to go find people that you might be uncomfortable with asking about that. I do want to express that this is just my story. And I know everyone else has a story that's been through this. I know that there are mothers and husbands and brothers and sisters out there that are, you know, worried about their loved ones, sons and daughters. And I realize that everyone has a different story. This is just mine. And I'm only doing this, like I said, for the sake and the hope of trying to be helpful to someone. As I navigate this and as I get on the other side of it, I hope to explore lots of other aspects of breast cancer and other cancers, alternative therapies that people are trying and using and being successful with, diet and exercise, and talk about lymphedema and the way that things affect your life individually, the psychological effect of it, not just the physical effect of it, and the things that I found to be helpful to me, and hopefully to be able to speak with other people and do interviews and find the things that were helpful to others. I just believe there's power in numbers, and I think that if we all work together for the common goal, we can be an encouragement and a help to each other. And that's what this series of videos is going to be about.